Former President Donald Trump and his VP pick, JD Vance, are heading to Michigan today for their first rally as running mates. It'll also be Trump's first rally since his assassination attempt. Supporters are already lining up, but what measures are being taken to secure the site? Our next guest will be at that rally today, Michigan Congressman John James. He joins us now. Welcome, Congressman.
Good morning, Rachel. Glad to be back on with you again.
So what is being done differently during this rally in light of what happened last weekend?
Well, I can tell you there's going to be a bunch of folks who exercising their constitutional carrier rights out and about in the city. I'll tell you, being at the RNC, I definitely felt a higher sense of security. I think that people are upping their games, not just with the security there, but we also have a personal responsibility to, if you see something, say something, and remain vigilant for our own safety.
Well, you could tell that Donald Trump had Michigan on his mind during the convention, talking about ending those EV subsidies, talking about crime and so many of the top issues in Michigan. Meanwhile, the media, the liberal press, was watching. And here's a really interesting takeaway from Alex Wagner from MSNBC. She's the host there. Listen to this.
The fact that the people leading into the former president's acceptance speech tonight are golf pros and UFC fighters tells you a lot about the next administration. But on a practical level, how do you get anything done if it's a bunch of UFC fighters and golf pros in, I don't know, the DOJ?
I literally am still scratching my head. Like, what is she trying to say? Because there's a few celebrities endorsing Donald Trump, whether they're in the sports world or entertainment, that means this isn't going to be a serious administration?
Well, she's not a serious person.
Yeah, exactly.
She's not a serious person. These are the types of people who scoff at us, who laugh at us, who look down their noses at us. These are the Marie Antoinettes who think they know how to spend our money better than we do. These are the coastal elites who think that these flyover states have people in them who don't know what's going on or how to protect themselves or what our priorities are. Right now, we have a wide open border with fentanyl pouring in, with illegals pouring in. We have an administration that's pushing an EV agenda that removes choice from Americans and empowers China's middle class, builds China's military. We have an administration that has completely lost focus, and the folks at NBC are continuing to turn a blind eye while the rest of Americans are hurting. Well, these are the voices of regular, average, everyday people, and this is the voice of President Trump. This is the voice of Vice President Vance, and this is the voice of the American people when the GOP takes back the White House.
Well, the Democrats have all kinds of celebrities at their convention, always have outdone the Republicans on that front. But Dana White, Kid Rock, Hulk Hogan, these are some of the celebrities of the people. And I think that's probably what's making them a little bit nervous, that the policies and even the celebrities in this case at the convention are what the people, the working people of America like. Congressman, thanks for joining us today.
Of course. Thanks.
And have fun at that rally.
Absolutely.
You got it. Take care.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.